So I saw this pop up on my timeline and people were running to the comments talking about baby season is upon us. The average cost of raising a child, according to CBS News, nearly $250,000. Somebody, please tell me where the other $244,000 is supposed to come from in an inflationary economy that is overly suffering through an obvious recession and can't afford the kids that they already have. Call me crazy, but I don't think that right now is necessarily the right time to incentivize bringing more kids into broken homes, unstructured cultures, and a country that quite literally lives on debt. A lot of you are out here having kids without a stable household and your financial life is in shambles. But for the sake of a better tax return, you're having multiple children. But I guess we'll have to save that topic for another time. Yeah, listen, I guess that time is now. Welcome back. This video will not be long. I just wanted to bring this information out, and I thought it was pretty pathetic, okay, that this popped up on my timeline, and so we're going to talk about it. Listen, this isn't a political channel by any means, right? Okay. But I still think it's important to address things that directly affect our pockets. And this here is probably one of the dumbest campaign agendas that has come across the airwaves from the Democrats. So let's get into it.
And the first major policy proposal of her month-old campaign, Vice President Harris today will unveil a populist economic agenda geared toward Americans feeling the pinch of persistently high prices for everyday goods, you know, like groceries and what have you. New this morning, we now know that Harris will call for a $6,000 tax credit for parents of newborns. That on top of the federal ban on price gouging for groceries and a $25,000 subsidy for first-time home buyers that we learned about this week. It will be a speech that takes place in Battleground, North Carolina later today. Harris, while there, will also propose capping prescription drug prices and eliminating medical debt. The speech comes a day after Harris and President Biden announced that deal, a historic one that does indeed lower the cost of very popular prescriptions for Americans covered by Medicare, tens of millions of folks.
There's a lot of love in this room for our president. And I think it's for many, many reasons, including few leaders in our nation have done more on so many issues, including to expand access to affordable health care than Joe Biden.
Kamala and all of us in this room are going to keep standing up for Big Pharma. I fought too damn hard to yield now.
What did he just say?
National political correspondent Stephanie Lieberman joins us from the White House.
What did he just say? What? All right. Y'all let me know down in the comments if you caught anything he said other than Kamala Harris and now. But all right.
House, good morning to you, Stephanie. It'll be a big test for Vice President Harris.
Hey guys, good morning. Absolutely. It's a lot of economic issues and policy proposals that the vice president is going to be unveiling today, a number of which Rob just read for you there, but there's a lot more. That was just a brief overview of what she's planning to propose today. And she is also going to keep the promise that started with President Joe Biden's campaign of not to raise taxes for any family making under $400,000 a year. So let's take a look at some of the tax credits that she is going to propose in her speech later this afternoon from Raleigh, North Carolina. So that includes tax cuts aimed at helping middle-class families. So she wants to increase the child tax credit back up to $3,600. As Rob mentioned, she wants to expand that even more for families with newborns to $6,000, knowing that they have to buy cribs and diapers and all of these costs that come with having a newborn baby. She also wants to expand the earned income tax credit that would help lower and middle-income families who do not have children. And she also wants to make some tax cut changes that would help make marketplace insurance from the Affordable Care Act, help make those premiums a little bit lower and a little bit easier for families to handle. But there's a lot of elements in that tax proposal. That's just one pillar of what she's wanting to announce and propose today. Another big focus for the Harris campaign is on reducing housing costs. She's going to list out some proposals where she aims to build 3 million new homes across the country in 4 years of a Harris-Walz administration. She wants to create a new tax incentive for builders to build starter homes, making them more affordable for first-time home buyers. She wants to create a $40 billion fund that would send money directly to local governments so they can tackle the housing issues that are local and most important for that community. She wants to institute new prohibitions to stop landlords from using algorithms that unfairly hike rental prices for renters across the country. And as Rob mentioned, that $25,000 down payment assistance for qualified first-time home buyers. The campaign saying that could help as many as 4 million Americans. So these proposals are detailed. They've got a lot of information. She's also going to unveil info on prescription drug prices, dealing with medical debt, and dealing with price gouging at grocery stores. But all of these big proposals, almost all of them would require a new federal law, and that will mean working with Congress. And so how much a hypothetical Harris administration is able to accomplish will significantly depend on what the majorities in the House and the Senate look like next Congress.
All right, look, you saw that I included that little clip from a shirt that I created about this, and I wanted to expand and talk about it just a little bit more because I don't think people really understand what this proposal is doing. First of all, let's go over some data, okay? Because if it's one thing, you don't have to listen to my opinion, right? My opinion is just like one of the other millions of people's opinions out there, right? It's not a special opinion or anything like that. You know, I'm definitely not coming from a place of where I studied this in some fancy college somewhere, right? But what I do have the ability to do, as well as you all, is look up data, right? So let's look at the data. I'm just gonna pull up some facts here. I'm just gonna pull up some facts here that I took down directly from Google, okay? And before we get into these facts, let me say this as well. That $250,000 that you saw me mention in that short, that $250,000 did not include college. Let me say that one more time. The $250,000 that I said that it costs to raise a child in the U.S. today in 2024 did not include the costs of them attending college. So, if you just would add that alone, then obviously you would have substantial more. It costs substantially more to raise a child today. And all they want to do is give you $6,000 and increase the child tax credit from whatever it was, $2,000 to $3,600. Okay, cool. But I don't, like I said in the video, I do not think that it's smart to expand this bill in order to incentivize Americans to have more kids when nobody can afford the ones they got already. Y'all can't afford, we can barely afford to take care of yourself. But you want to incentivize Americans to have more? Let's look at the data. The average rent in the United States is $1,536 a month. That is rent. That's not mortgage. Rent. The average rent, what it costs to rent an apartment in the US of A right now is $1,536 a month. For a house, you might say, all right, well, just go buy a house, right? Grant Cardone said, all right, don't go buy a house, you just rent. That was his plan. You rent. You don't go buy a beat up ass house. Or he said you go buy a house and then you rent it out to others. Okay. Well, a house mortgage, the average house mortgage today for a home is over $1,700. So with a $200 difference, what are you really saving? What are you really saving? $200 difference between renting and owning, on average, is what they're saying. Is what Google said. I can tell you right now that our house mortgage for our home is less than what we were paying for rent. To own our house is less than what it costs to rent the apartment, the townhouse that we had before. But on average, the cost is anywhere from $1,500 to $1,700. That's just living. That's just basically, we're not talking about lights. I haven't said anything about lights and gas. I haven't said anything about water that you may have to pay for or disposal, depending on where you live. I haven't said anything about the internet bill, right? I haven't said anything about groceries yet, but we're going to get there. Let's continue. The average college tuition here in Michigan, where I live, is over $14,000 per year for the average student. For the average student to attend college here in Michigan, where I live, it's over $14,000. Okay, let's move on. The average new car note payment in America, across the board, is $726 a month. That's new cars. Now you might say, all right, well, why would you go get a new car, right? Because you don't need a new car. You don't need a fancy new car. Buy used. Go get a used car and finance that. Okay, valid point. Guess what that costs? $533 on average. On average, $533 to buy to finance a used vehicle, not even brand new off the lot. You got mileage on it and you still got to pay over $500 a month. So now we are well over $2,000 a month in expenses, and we haven't even gotten into the necessities yet that you need. Heat, lights, we ain't got to that yet. You already over two bands, but let's keep going. The average grocery bill for a house of four, is anywhere, because they want you to have more kids, right? They want to incentivize you to bring in them babies, because they're going to give you $6,000. They're going to get you $6,000 for that new baby. So they want to incentivize more kids. So on average, I looked up, on average, what is the average cost per month for groceries for a house of four? Since they want us to have all these babies. Average grocery bill is anywhere from $800 to $1,200 a month, depending. Everybody can't get stamps. Everybody can't get government assistance. Some of you make too much money to get stamps, but you make not enough to really pay for them grocery bills, right? I understand it. I understand it. I'm one of them. I can't get that government assistance. I wish I could get stamps. Ooh, boy, I would be in there. Now, we haven't even covered your cell phone. We ain't covered your cell phone bill. You still gotta have your cell phone. You still gotta have your cell phone to talk on it, right? You still gotta use your cell phone to call people. Where's my phone at right now? I don't even know. But you still gotta have your cell phone, right? Oh man, how much does that cost? Average cell phone bill is anywhere from $140 to $160 a month, right? Because y'all don't want Metro. There's not too many people that want to pay the $60 that Metro is telling you to pay for their bill. No, a lot of y'all want the expensive phone. So a lot of y'all are financing phones now. So what they do, they increase the price of the phone and your monthly bill. So a lot of y'all is paying $140, $160 a month because y'all got to pay off that phone too. Another bad investment. Where that bring us to? We touching $3,000. We touching $3,000 a month already in expenses. We haven't gone over. We're not talking about clothing. We haven't touched clothing, right? We haven't touched school supplies, right? We haven't touched insurance, right? Because you can't live without insurance. And if you own in the house, you got to have insurance on that too. Grant Cardone ain't saying nothing about that though, right? Grant Cardone ain't tell y'all that. Yeah. Got to have housing insurance. You driving a car, you gotta have car insurance. We ain't touched insurance yet, and we already over $3,000. We haven't touched. Guess what? Guess what else we haven't touched? We haven't touched medical. Oh man, we haven't touched medical. Kids need medical coverage. Y'all get the point. $6,000 is not gonna go very far in this economy. In this economy, we are broke. I know everybody. I know you see all the videos, all the YouTubers posting up videos, and I know you see all the Instagram, OnlyFans models posting about how they living lavishly and traveling, and how they going across the seas, and how they doing this tour, and how they going to stand at this on this yacht, and how they going to stay here and there, and they in this villa one week and in another one. I know y'all see the videos, but that's not reality. That ain't reality. Americans are broke. Americans are living on debt. Americans are just getting by, barely, by charging and swiping them credit cards. Now you tell me if $6,000 on a tax return is going to help you or prepare you or make you any better off having more kids in an economy where you can barely afford to take care of yourself, let alone another little being. It's insane. It's insanity. But when she said it, people was clapping it up like it was the greatest idea, like she had just discovered, like she just made fire. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I said this video wasn't going to be too long. I just wanted to get my thoughts out. I'll see you on the next one.